Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 76 of the Play to Win podcast, a show where we break down the week's biggest gaming news through in-depth discussion. My name is Tyler. I am your only host this week because Kieran is out. He has some personal matters to attend to, so he will not be here this week. He will be back next week. Do not fear. He's okay. Just has some things he needed to attend to. But we've still got a great show this week. He's missing out on a lot of big news this week for this week's episode. We'll get into that in a moment. Real quick, remember, if you're on podcast services, subscribe to the show and leave us a 5-star review. It's very, very helpful. Very, very appreciated. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, leave us a like and comment and share the show as well. And also hit that notification bell so you know as soon as videos go live, so you can be one of the first people to watch them. Definitely do that this week because within a day or two of this episode of the Play to Win podcast coming out, my Modern Warfare 2 beta impressions will be going live. So be sure to hit that notification bell so you can be one of the first people to see those when they go up. I'm playing it right now. I'll talk about it a bit later at the end of the episode. But yeah, definitely give that a watch. Hit that notification bell so you know as soon as it goes live, you can watch that as soon as it goes up. Now, this week, it's a huge week for news. Huge week. It was already a big week last week. Normally, we record the episode on Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings in the US, Saturday afternoon over in the UK where Kieran is. Normally record on Saturdays. I was gonna record yesterday, but I did it. I was like, you know what? I'm doing it by myself. I can do it on Sunday. It's fine. I'll do it Sunday. Woke up this morning, intended to take care of some stuff before I recorded the episode, and I woke up to the news that GTA 6 just had a huge leak, that there was all this GTA 6 new stuff on the internet. And that completely shifted how I was going to have this episode structured. We were just going to talk about last week's Nintendo Direct, last week's State of Play, some TGS stuff that was going on. Xbox made some big announcements as well. But this GTA 6 stuff happened this morning and completely changed the game. So that is now the core main story of this episode. That is the title of this episode. Huge thing going on right now. It's absolutely wild. Let's talk about this. So overnight, in the middle of the night, a user on the site, GTA Forums, that goes by the name TPOTuber Hacker, I believe is how you pronounce their name. They posted the zip file with 90 clips of in-development footage from GTA 6 that they claim to have gotten through Rockstar's Slack. And this footage, basically, there's no real spoiler stuff in this footage. And just as a heads up, I'm not putting any of this footage in the episode. So, you're not going to be seeing any of it here. I'm not putting links to it in this episode at all. If you want to find it, you can go ahead and look for it yourself. Although by the time you've listened to this episode, chances are footage of it will have been taken down because Take-Two is issuing all types of DMCA takedowns on any of this footage is online. So if you find it cool, if not, you're probably just seeing like screenshots of it at this point in time now. But the footage that they showed in this leak, this massive leak here, didn't show anything spoilery. There was no story stuff in it, none of that. It really simply just confirmed what we already knew about the game based off leaks and rumors that we've heard for months and years now. So it simply confirmed that the game is set in Vice City, and GTA 6 will feature 2 playable protagonists. One of them is a guy, one of them is a girl. The guy's name is Jason. The girl's name is Lucia. She is the Hispanic protagonist that we've been hearing a lot about. Some of the gameplay that was in this leaked footage showed the duo robbing a fast food place. And in this footage here, it kind of revealed or at least implied that GTA 6 is going to have some form of the conversation system that Red Dead Redemption 2 had with its NPCs. So for those who remember or may not know, in Red Dead Redemption 2, when you're walking around the world, you can literally interact with every person in the game. I believe it's if you hold R2 or L2 when you're looking at someone, you kind of like aim at them you look at them with your lock on sights and everything. And then you get an option of antagonize or greet, like 2 different conversation options. In the gameplay footage of them robbing the fast food place, we see Lucia. She's like walking around and she aims the gun at a couple different people. And like when she aims it at the cashier, there's an option that says rob, and then there's like two other like button prompts under it that are like blurred out, not blurred out, but they're like faded. So there's nothing there for you to do. But there are three different options possible. And then when you go over to when she went over to like a random citizen that was like a just a random person who was eating previously in the fast food place, and she aimed at them. I think there was like a rob option, but then also like an attack option as well. So it seems like that's going to be returning in GTA 6. I liked that system in Red Dead 2. I'm looking forward to seeing how it is improved or applied in GTA 6. It's going to be really interesting to see that for sure. Some other little things that we got from this footage. We saw shooting out of a car window. There was footage of them after they're in the fast food place, and they're walking around, aiming their guns at people, getting money and everything. They're getting chased by cops, and you see, I believe it's Jason, there's footage of him shooting out of a car window, like leaning out the car window. And it's not like just how it was before in past games where you just stick the hand down and you're just pew pew pew. It's no, like full on leaning the whole upper body out the car window, sitting like on the windowsill and just firing away like that, which is cool. I like that. It looks neat. It looks neat. Um, Other locations that were shown in this footage was one of them was a strip club, and it seemed like that footage from the strip club seemed like it was taken from a mission, because you're kind of like Jason and Lucia were kind of following an NPC, and like they were like the NPC was kind of like having a conversation with them. So it seems like that's from a mission of some sort. But again, there was no story information in this footage. Another location that we saw in this footage is a train station. You see like Jason like walking through a train station, like walking into the train car, walking out of it, and all like that. So pretty interesting stuff. And then there was a whole lot of other stuff. And it needs to be said that all of this footage is very early in development footage. Like there is code and dev tools clearly visible on the screen. So like none of this footage that was leaked is by any means final. None of it is meant to even be public right now. This is all clearly early in development footage. And I believe like some of this footage is like was dated like last year or 2020, 2019. Like this is all footage from months or years ago. None of it is like actual current, real, finalized, polished footage in any way, shape, or form. So you see all the codes, you see like the lines directing characters where to go. The character models for some of them are still like just like it's just a blob of a character model. There's no like actual face or detail on them. It's just like, all right, here's the color coded model for a person. This is where a person will be. This is what the person's body figure will be like, but there's no like detail to them or anything like that. So it's not like it's not it's not the way that you would want to see this game for the very first time. That being said, even though it's still early development footage, it still is it's clearly an upgrade over GTA 5 visually. It very clearly is. And it's really interesting seeing the response online on Twitter from a lot of people on Twitter saying, this game doesn't look good. It doesn't look better than GTA 5. It looks the same as GTA 5. This is what they've been doing for all these years. This can't be. This clearly doesn't look finished, but I still don't like the way it looks. It's like, guy, like, do we not understand how game development works? This is clearly, very clearly, not the final product. This is very clearly early in development footage. That was not supposed to be public. This is not the final game, very clearly. I don't see why people are in such a uproar about, no, this looks terrible. This is what they've been doing all these years. They've been making us wait all this time, and this is what they have to show for it. This is what the game is. This is terrible. Like that's very silly. Very silly, very stupid. So, what I want to say about the leaks, I want to talk about just a little bit more about the content of these leaks. Based on what we've seen, again, no spoilers or anything like that, just real confirmation of things that we've already known. It is confirmed, at least by the leaks, that you are able to switch between characters just like you were in GTA 5. So you can switch between the two of them on the fly. It's not shown how in the actual game it's done. In the footage, it's shown like the person using like the dev tools to just switch between the characters, so like click on this and switch between this one and switch to that one. So it's not right known right now if it's going to be like another hold the left arrow, I think, and then like you switch between them like it was in GTA 5 or anything like that. um you We saw like a quick glimpse of the weapon wheel, and I believe one of the screenshots there is, what was it, there was also like a bag to like a bag menu option in there, which I guess implies maybe you'll have a bag for storing more money in, or maybe putting items in. Not quite sure, none of it's explained. The footage though, it's it gets me. I guess you could say I am excited by what we're seeing. I mean, if it's just like confirmation of things we already knew, it's like, okay, cool. It's cool to see this on a fan level. On a fan level, it's cool. Like, oh wow, like a kind of like a peek behind the scenes, and like behind the scenes of like what this game is and looking like, how it is in development and all like that. That's cool. Where I think things get real muddy though and real disappointing is the fact that this leaked, period. I would have so much preferred if this never leaked and Rockstar was able to, give the game the grand reveal on their own terms. And I'm sure when the game does get its grand reveal, it's still going to wow us. It's going to look amazing. It's going to blow us away and all like that. But it's the fact that, and this goes into how I feel about leaks in general, and which I've kind of talked about in the show before. I don't like how people are so willy nilly with leaks nowadays, where when they get a piece of information, like an insider information or whatnot, they feel the need to give it out, like share it out right away. Whether it be like a day or two before a game announcement or just like leaking features of a game or whatnot, it's annoying. It's disappointing because it puts a damper on the actual reveal. Like I appreciate and like from my perspective, I like being able to have that exciting surprise moment of, oh, it's happening. It's actually happening. Here we go. And then having that robbed, having that taken away because someone said, oh, we're just going to throw out leaks about it. It does put a damper on the excitement some. Um, I am still excited by what we saw here. It looks cool, but based off, the things that we've seen, based off this very, very, very early in development footage, doesn't really show too much really in the grand scheme of things, but just seeing what we're seeing is like, oh wow, this is crazy. The first footage of GTA 6 we're seeing, oh my gosh. Like that level is like, wow, this is crazy, it's exciting. But from a personal level, it's like I wish it didn't happen at all. Ooh, my nose is crazy. And anyone who is suspicious or thinks it's not real, Jason Schreier himself confirmed that these leaks are real. So yeah, it's happening. This is all for real, for real. You don't have to, you know, speculate or have any hopes, like hints of doubt. This is all real stuff that we're talking about here. Now, the leaks, the leaks get worse though, because here's the thing. Like I'm already not the big fan of the fact that it happened because the excitement level, the surprise aspect of it, Rockstar being able to do it on their own terms. But it gets worse because source code for the game has apparently leaked as well from the same person, or they haven't and they are going to potentially leak this information out. I'm pretty sure they did leak this stuff out. Like I was looking down the thread and like they're showing screenshots of all types of stuff of code and everything. So like I'm pretty sure they have leaked the source code for GTA 6. And because of this, as people were saying online, this could lead to the game being really delayed. Like the game already wasn't going to be out until 2024 at the earliest, at best. But now because source code is involved, like it's gonna make things so much worse. Like just from a security level, a development level, because when the source code is out there, that means that people can, if it like gets fully released and all like that, people can then go through the source code and do use all types of mods and cheats and whatnot when the full game comes out, more specifically in regards to GTA Online, whatever that ends up being. And Rockstar's not going to want to have that be messed with in any way, shape, or form. No one's going to want that to be messed with in any way, shape, or form. So it's not good on that level. So because of that, they're probably gonna have to really tighten up security, and they're probably going to make changes to the source code, and that's going to take up development time that can be used to on making the game to now really fixing a whole lot of stuff that they shouldn't have had to fix in the first place. That's going to cause the game to end up being pretty delayed. So I wouldn't be surprised if now, like, if it was supposed to come out in 2024, it's not until 2025 now, or if it was supposed to be 2025, it might be 2026. Like, it there's that level of things where it's like, this is just absolutely awful. And then there's the personal level of things where, like I was saying before, it robs Rockstar of the chance to do it on their own terms. Like, when you get down and you go even deeper than that, there are the individual devs at Rockstar who are waking up on a Sunday morning thinking it's going to be, just a normal Sunday morning. They're waking up and seeing that all this, their hard work that they've been working on for years at this point, is just on the internet for everyone to see. And it's in a state that they didn't want people to see it in. They weren't ready for people to see it in this state. And it's going to be criticized and dragged through the mud. I mean, it's already happening. Like I said, people are out here saying this looks terrible. This looks just like GTA 5. What is this? Like, and it's gonna do a damper on their morale. It's absolutely gonna like crush their morale and all. And I absolutely feel for everyone on the team there. Like, I can't imagine any type of, like, all the harassment and hate and stuff that they're going to be getting until this game like gets officially revealed, like whether it be Twitter, Instagram, what have you. Like, however, like, people, I'm so sure the people are going to be getting harassed over there at Rockstar because, like, in their mentions, just like, fix the game, make the game look better. Haha, you guys deserve the leap because you haven't given us like clear communication in like X amount of years. It's like, that's silly. That's so silly. And the devs, it's not their fault. No one deserved this to happen to them. Rockstar didn't deserve this, period. No matter what you think about Rockstar or the direction they've taken GTA in or their business in, period, they didn't deserve this. No one should be saying that they deserve to have their game, arguably the biggest game of the next 10 years, just leaked online. Footage of it, early in development footage, leaked online like this. Source code leaked online. They did not deserve this at all. So I 100% feel for them. And if any of them are watching or listening to this, I sincerely hope that you all are taking care of yourselves. Keep trying to, keep your spirits up as best you can. And know that us out here who are patiently waiting, are excited for the game, and, understand that this is an early in development footage that was leaked. This is not representative of the final game. This is not representative of what you wanted us to see at all. It's not representative of what the polished version of this game will be when it eventually comes out, whenever that may be. We understand that. We wish that this leak did not happen, and we want nothing but the best for the game, for GTA 6, and for you all. So continue taking the time that you need to make GTA 6 the best Grand Theft Auto game that it could possibly be, making it the best Rockstar game that it can possibly be. We know you guys are going to put out something absolutely amazing, something spectacular. It's really exciting. I mean, like, I did see the leaks, I did look over them and all, and I am excited to play as these two new characters and go through this story with them. I am excited to experience Vice City for the first time for myself, because I never played the original Vice City. So to experience Vice City for myself, and also in the modern days, so it's kind of like a brand new Vice City as it is anyway. I am excited to experience that, with the way GTA 5's world was, and with how Red Dead Redemption 2's world was, and all the gameplay innovations you guys have brought over the past couple of years. I'm excited to see how you all bring those things into GTA 6, implement them into it, and continue to innovate, not just on your own games, but just on the open world genre as a whole. I'm very excited to see that. And I'm looking forward to when you all are able to put this out, reveal the game on your own terms and give it the grand reveal that you all want it to have. So take your time, keep on keeping on, keep on doing the great work that you all do. Us people who actually understand these things and understand how game development works, we feel for you, we sympathize with you, and we are standing by you on this. So that's what I have to say to the Rockstar development team and to about these leaks in general, and especially about just what the repercussions of it are going to be for GTA 6. Now, I do wonder also, like, what does this mean for the industry going forward in regards to leaks? Because as far as I know, or as far as I can remember, this is like the biggest leak that has ever happened. Like I think back and I think of like what The Last of Us Part Two in 2020 when like the whole plot for that leaked 2 months early, 3 months prior to release. Like that was an utter nightmare for that team in that game. And then which it led to the game having an uphill battle to climb in that lead up to release, and then even after release, it had like such an uphill battle to climb. There was that leak. What I mean, there's the Nvidia leak. I guess you can talk about that one, but like this is just on a whole nother level of leaks. Like Rockstar normally does not suffer leaks like this. Not say they're invulnerable. There have been some in the past, but they've typically been like smaller things like, oh, here's a picture of the map for Red Dead Redemption 2. It's like, okay, like picture of the map is what it is. Like that's not it's a leak. It's kind of a big thing, but it's not like in development footage of the game, like over about an hour of it just on the internet or however long it is on the internet. Like it's nothing like that. Um, so it's huge on that level. Like you don't get leaks like this from Rockstar. You really don't get leaks like this for games on the level of GTA 6. And like aside from that, you don't really get leaks like this, period, just in the industry. It's just wild to even think about. So I'm curious what this is gonna mean going forward. Like how many developers are gonna start shifting and changing their policies for for employees, whether it be working from home or whether it be in the office. Like how are those going to change? I hope that like it doesn't make things like, obviously things are going to get tightened up for sure, um which is good, but I hope it like these changing policies that happen don't negatively affect the employees to the point where it's like you can never do work from home. You always have to be in the office. Like you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see. And this whole thing is a mess. It's a giant mess, and I can't imagine what the team over there at Rockstar is thinking right now. Like the plans, whatever plans they had in terms of marketing or just development, are completely thrown up in air into chaos right now. Like now it's a matter of, okay, we're issuing the DMCA takedowns. What do we do next? Do we issue a statement saying, hey everyone, yeah, stuff leaked. It's real, it's early in development. We hate that it happened this way, but we have more to talk about at a later date. Do you say a statement like that? Do you put out a logo for the game? I saw someone throw that as an option, like maybe just throw out a logo at this point, like, yeah, hey, this is the name of the game. It's GTA 6, it's in Vice City. Like, do you just officially just like, all right, just confirm some of these things that have been in the leaks? Like, how do you even react and respond to a leak on this level of this magnitude? Like, I genuinely don't know how they go about it. Uh, it it's I feel like it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented, and I just feel so bad for the team over there. I really do. I I wish this didn't happen. I don't. I just can't even imagine what they're all thinking, what they're all going through. It's it's a mess. It's a hot mess, to say the absolute least. So yeah, I don't know if I have much more to say about the GTA 6 leaks aside from that. I mean, you know, it looks even at this early in development stage, it looks cool. It looks like it's going to be a fun, exciting game. I'm excited to, go through this story, go through this journey with these two characters, and just see what new things Rockstar has brought to the table with GTA 6. Uh, I just wish it didn't happen like this, man. I really wish it didn't happen like this. So that's all the GTA 6 news that we'll be talking about this week. I'm sure we'll have more to talk about in the coming days or weeks. I imagine Rockstar's got to say something. They've got to say something. I imagine they probably will, or they might just stay quiet and say it's what it is. Yeah, but I'm sure we'll probably talk about it on the next episode when Kieran comes back to get his take on things, his perspective, because this is huge. This is huge. This is probably going to be one of the biggest stories of the year, if not like ever for the games industry. So we'll leave it there at that. And we'll move on over now to talking about last week's actual huge news. We had a lot of big news last week. We had a bunch of showcases, and it all started off with, at long last, a Nintendo Direct, a mainline Nintendo Direct, not a partner, not a mini, a full mainline official Nintendo Direct. And Nintendo announced this like the day before. They're like, hey, this is happening tomorrow at this time. Be there or be square. And everyone was like, it's happening. It's happening. And overall, I think it was a good Nintendo Direct. It was not mind blowing like many people might have hoped. There was no Metroid. There was no Mario, or, well, there was a bit of Mario Kart, but there was no like mainline 3D Metroid. There was no Donkey Kong. There was no Wind Waker or Twilight Princess ports. None of that was here, contrary to popular belief or insider information. None of that was here. But there was still some other cool things. So I'm gonna go over like really the highlights, but like also like touch on some of the other things that were here. They kicked it all off with Fire Emblem Engage, the brand new mainline Fire Emblem game, and it's coming January 20th of 2023. It looks cool. I'm not a Fire Emblem person, but from what I could gather just from the footage and everything, it looks like your main character is Aliar, I believe, or Alier. And you're like summoning characters from previous games. So like Martha's a character like they kind of summoned to bring into the fight. And like you kind of fuse with them to do these stronger moves. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a Fire Emblem person, but it looks like a Fire Emblem game. It looks like a game that Fire Emblem fans will really like and really love. So that was cool. Really strong way to kick off the direct. We got the confirmation that It Takes Two is coming on November 4th, and Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, that's coming over here as well, early 2023. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 had a brief little spot in the direct, talked about a new hero coming to the game. Their name is Ino. They're coming as part of the Wave 2 DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Challenge battles are being added as well. Like the Wave 2, it's all coming October 13th. It seems pretty neat, seems pretty cool. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 beginning a lot of rave reviews and a lot of rave reception. I'm very mad I'm not going to be playing the game anytime soon unless I really want to, but great stuff there for fans. SpongeBob, he showed up. SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake, that's coming next year. Bit of gameplay for that. Also, Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star got revealed coming March of next year. Look cool, look fine. Oddballers is a multiplayer, kind of like party style dodgeball game. It's like overhead view. It looked like it could be neat. That's coming next year, early 2023. Then we got like brief updates on Tunic. That's coming to Switch on the 27th of September. The Front Mission remakes on Front Mission First coming November 1st. Front Mission 2 next year, and Front Mission 3 sometime in the future. That one's coming. But then we get to the first of many, I guess you could say, farming games that were part of like this that were part of the showcase and kind of led to the joke, the meme of so many farming games in here. What's going on? Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. That's getting remastered after 20 years, coming summer next year. And I mean, it looks cool. I don't know if it's really a game that I would want to play, but it looks cool. It looks like it'll be fun for, fans of the original and those who are just like into like the farming RPG genre. Looks like it'll be neat. Splatoon 3 got its first Splatfest announced. The theme is going to be, what would you bring to a deserted island? Gear, grub, or fun? My answer, probably grub, because I need food to survive. So maybe that, or no, maybe I would bring gear. That way I could get the grub and other things so that I could survive. Maybe that's what I would bring with me to a deserted island. I think that's the correct answer to go with. But this first Splatfest is going from September 23rd to the 25th. And they also announced, more free updates are coming to the game in the future. But then we got another huge announcement here, that being Octopath Traveler 2 officially announced. I was not expecting a sequel for this. I have yet to play the first one, although I really want to. And the second one looks great. It looks amazing. It looks beautiful. And I definitely want to play it. It has brand new characters, brand new world. I don't remember all the classes, but some of them they had were a scholar, a thief, a warrior, a cleric, a hunter, and apothecary. I forgot the other two. I didn't get a chance to write them down. But visually, the game looks beautiful. It looks absolutely stunning. I just love this HD 2D style that Team Asano is pumping out over there. They've been pumping out a lot of games recently, like Octopath Traveler. We got Triangle Strategy from them. We're getting Octopath Traveler 2. I believe they're the ones who pumped out Live Alive, the remake of that. Like doing great work over there. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. One of the new things that they kind of highlighted during the Octopath Traveler 2 section is that path actions will differ between day and night. I didn't play the first one, so I'm not exactly quite sure what that specifically means, but I imagine that means if you're playing as, say, the scholar during the day, you might get an option to do one thing, but at nighttime, if you did the same thing, you might get a different option. You get what I mean? So I'm thinking that's what that means. But stories are going to intertwine in this game. I believe that was a complaint that people had about the first one, that the stories didn't really intersect all that much. So it's cool. It's going to be happening in the second one. And what's even better is that we don't have to wait long for Octopath Traveler 2 because it is coming February 24th, 2023, which is much sooner than I would have expected, or I think anyone would have expected. And what it does is just continue to make 2023's first half more packed. It's already a stacked first half of the year, and it's getting even more stacked, especially those first 3 months of the year. It is getting wild how many big games are going to be dropping in that first 3 months. But I'm excited for it. I'm very much looking forward to it. I probably will not be playing it day one. I may or may not. I might want to play the first one first just because psychologically, even if the games don't have like the same story, don't connect story wise, psychologically, I would want to play the first one first because it came first, and the second one would build off of that. In my head, that's what I would want to do. So that's probably what I'll still do. But I am very hyped for it. Looks awesome. Looks great. Then we got a look at Fae Farm, which is again farming simulation JRPG, coming Switch launch exclusive coming next spring. Theater Rhythm Final Bar Lines, a new Theater Rhythm game with 385 songs, all categorized by games. It has 2-player local, 4-player online, multi-battle. This is coming February 16th of next year. And it's also going to have some paid DLC from Nier, the Saga series, Octopath Traveler Live, and even more series. So, like, awesome game right there. Seems like it'll be cool for Theater Rhythm fans. Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope got a new look, just talking about exploration. Rune Factory 3 Special that got announced coming next year as well. More Rune Factory games will be coming to the Switch in the future. And then we got the announcement of a bunch of N64 games, new ones. Pilot Wings 64, Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, 1080p snowboarding, not 1080p, 1080 snowboarding. Sorry, it's not a resolution here. Excite Bike 64 and GoldenEye, all announced for the Nintendo 64 for Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. Now, some of them are coming this year, some of them are next year. Pilot Wing 64, Mario Party 1 and 2 are all this year games. Mario Party 3, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, 1080 snowboarding, Excite Bike 64, all next year. GoldenEye is just listed as coming soon. Now, here's also where things get weird with GoldenEye. It's coming to Xbox as well. It will be on Game Pass. The Switch version is the only one that has online play. And based off people saying online, this is because it's more of a port. And the way Switch Online does their back compatibility online is that it more so takes like local multiplayer and streams it to everyone. So the Switch version has online play. The Xbox version has achievements, 4K remastered visuals, but it doesn't have online. It's only local multiplayer. So you win some, you lose some. Depends on how you feel about online multiplayer for GoldenEye and how important that is to you. Um, but still, I know people have been clamoring for it along with some of these other games as well. So nice batch of N64 games there. Various Day Life, another Square Enix game here. Very odd title. Don't know how they come up with these titles now. Just a random name generator, I guess is how they do it. That released same day as the Switch, as the Direct. So that's already out. Factorio got announced. It's just a management sim where you're rebuilding your crashed ship. Sorry. That comes out on October 28th. Got to look at Ib, little indie game, I believe, with the girl. She visits an art gallery with her family because she gets like drawn and sucked into a different world. And it's like really creepy and ominous. That's coming next spring. Mario Strikers Battle League is getting a second free update that's adding Pauline and Diddy Kong. A bunch of other gear and stadiums are being added to the game too. That's coming later this month, so that'll be here soon. Let's see. Atelier Visor 3, Alchemist of the End, and The Secret Key. Got a little spot here. It's coming next February 24th. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe appeared. We teased the Wave 3 courses. We didn't get to see all of them, but they confirmed that Merry Mountain from Mario Kart Tour is coming to the game, as well as Peach Gardens from the DS game, which I completely forgot about that course. I like that one. I like that one just fine. But Wave 3 will launch this holiday season. I'm sure we'll find out the rest of the courses for Wave 3 at a later date. Switch Sports also had a brief section here. Golf coming in the next update, which we already knew about, but they're also adding 21 holes from Wii Sports as well, which is cool. And you can also do online with up to 8 players in survival golf. That's cool. That's neat. It's not coming in November, though. It's coming in the holiday season, so maybe a bit later than they initially anticipated. Now, here was a weird section. Miyamoto came on. He said, hey, guys, hey, remember the Mario movie? That's the thing that's happening, and it's still happening. Remember Super Nintendo World? It's coming to Universal. Yeah, remember that was happening? It's still happening. No further information on either of those two things, though. Now, remember Pikmin? You all like Pikmin, right? Let me talk to you all for a couple minutes about Pikmin Bloom, a mobile game that came out last year that no one really plays all that much. Let's talk about that for quite a while. Okay, I'm done talking about that. Anything else I need to talk about? Let's see. Do I need to talk about Pikmin more? No. Pikmin. Oh yeah, it was Pikmin 4. It was Pikmin 4, right, guys? Yeah, Pikmin 4. Here's a quick look at that. And we got the briefest of looks at Pikmin 4, which looks good visually. Looks cool. And then he said, yeah, it's coming next year. See ya. That was about it. It was very weird. Very, very weird. But Pikmin 4 visually, it looks really good. Hoping that it lives up to the expectations and hype that fans have for it. I'm not really a Pikmin person. I never played any of the other three. I had a GameCube, never played it on there. And then I believe Pikmin 3 was a Wii game. If not, then it was a Wii U game. I don't remember exactly. If it was a Wii U game, definitely I never played it because I didn't have a Wii U. If it was a Wii game, I didn't play it because I wasn't interested in it. Sorry. But maybe this one will be the one that gets me in. I have to see more. I have to see more to actually get into it. But it's coming next year, sooner than people expected, I'm sure. Just Dance 2023 came up, brief section. November 22nd is that game's date. Harvestella appeared with a demo that's available now and the save data transfers to the full game. That releases November 4th. Bayonetta 3 had a brief appearance, more so just to kind of give an overview of the game. There's also a new gameplay trailer up on YouTube right now for you to watch. It's like 7.5, close to 8 minutes long. I haven't checked it out yet. I still want to. I'm still excited for that game. Looks like it's gonna be a really fun time. Look at my back. All right, couple more here. Then we're about to be done with the Nintendo Direct. Master Detective Archives Rain Code was announced. It's a new game from the creators of Danganronpa. set in a world where it never stops raining, and you're a detective working with, I believe, like spirits or ghosts of some sort. I believe it's coming to spring 2023, first to Switch. Neat one right there. Then a bunch of Resident Evil games are coming to Switch as cloud versions. So Village, Resident Evil 7, 2, and 3, all coming as cloud versions this year to the Switch, which is cool. They're coming. Let's see, the Resident Evil Village cloud version is coming on October 28th. I believe that's when the others are coming as well. They didn't specify in the direct. But the DLC, the Winter's Hope, I believe is what it's called. But the Winter's expansion, where you play as Ethan Winter's daughter, that's coming on December 2nd. So get excited for that. Sifu's coming to the Switch November 8th with 30 frames per second. I can definitely tell that just by the footage. Didn't look the best, didn't like the smooth experience, but it's coming. Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion appeared here, surprisingly, with a release date of December 13th. That is much sooner than I thought it was going to be. But that really makes me think that 7 Rebirth will be a next year game. Because when they were both announced, Crisis Core 7, Final Fantasy VII Reunion and Rebirth, they both said winter for their respective years. So they said, for Crisis Core, it said this winter, Rebirth said next winter. If this is coming December of this year, I really think 7 Rebirth is going to be next winter in December. I'm thinking it. I'm thinking it's possible. It's possible. I'm excited for this game though. Looking forward to it. Definitely gonna be getting it day one. Feel like my little Christmas present to myself. Radiant Silvergun is a little shoot 'em up that got announced. It's available now. Endless Dungeon, that's coming next year. Tales of Symphonia Remastered, that's coming early next year. People were excited about that one. People excited for it, looking forward to it because they've been wanting that game to come back in some way, shape, or form for a while. It's not the version that people want it to be because it's not 60 FPS. It's still 30 FPS, but that's due to like code and porting reasons. It's like a port of a very specific version of the game, not the original GameCube version. So some people were disappointed by that, but still looks cool. It's coming. Then we got a brief sizzle reel with a bunch of different games: Life is Strange Remastered, Lego Brick Tales, Disney Speedstorm, Fall Guys Season 2, Romancing Saga, Minstrel Song Remastered, and I think a few others. I just didn't get to write their names down because it flew by so fast. But then we had 2 more announcements from this direct. First up, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. It's coming February 24th, which is cool. I think visually it looks cool. I never played the original, but after playing, what was it called? Forgotten Land. I'm like, all right, got my eye on Kirby games now. So maybe I will give this one a go. I know this is very different from Forgotten Land. That was more of a 3D Mario type of style. This is a straight up 2D Kirby game, but I'm still got my eye on it. I'm still into it. I'm looking forward to it. So February 24th next year. Looking forward to the Kirby. And then they ended the direct with a new look at the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And yes, this game, we're finally seeing a brand new look at it, which didn't really show too much new. But at the same time, gave us like little things to grasp onto. So like we see it kind of starts showing us just like markings on a cave wall and everything, which I'm sure Zelda super fans will be sleuthing to try and like put the pieces together, what it all means and everything. But then we see Link jumping from somewhere in the sky. Like he opens his big door and then runs and jumps down and starts free falling to the sky, like we've seen him do before. And then we saw like a clip of him hanging on a rock that's like rewinding through time. He's going up in the sky like that. And then we see him like while he's doing the fall, he lands on like this gliding bird type statue of some sort and just keeps on flying. And that's really it. We didn't see any more, no more gameplay. Like this was a pretty short tease. But we got the title, Tears of the Kingdom, at long last, and we have the release date. May 12th, 2023 is when The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom will release. I am looking forward to this game. I'm surprised we still have really no idea what this game is in essence, like at a base level, like what the game's about, what new gameplay stuff is going to be here. We still have really no clue at all. I even wrote like a little blog about it over the companyspot.wordpress.com. Which I was like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm just like, wow, I'm surprised. We kind of still have no real information. That said, I'm still excited for this. Like every time we get new information, every little bit, it's like tells us not much new, but it also is like a whole lot at the same time. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to talk about Breath of the Wild a little bit later, but I have been really enjoying. I've been enjoying Breath of the Wild way more than I ever thought I was going to. So because of that, I am now more excited for Tears of the Kingdom. Like I'm going to be getting this when it comes out day one for sure. Like it's going to be an event. So I'm very happy that we now have the release date, and I imagine that we'll be getting, an actual blowout of some sort sometime soon. Like whether it be we get a big trailer at the Game Awards or it just gets its own direct, and that's where they give us like all the information at some point. Who knows when? But yeah, we finally know the name and the date for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Looks awesome. And that was the direct as a whole. It was not amazing or anything like that. There were like a litany of farming type RPG games in there. There were no Wind Waker Twilight Princess ports, which was disappointing. There was no Metroid, Metroid 4 or Prime remaster or remake, whatever. But I mean, nonetheless, still a good show overall. I could see some people being disappointed. It was very Japanese heavy, especially, but I think still cool show. Wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad one at all. Wasn't the best. Wasn't amazing. Was good though. Simply good, which isn't a bad thing at all. Now, later that exact same day, the exact same day, Nintendo was in the morning, Sony was at night. Sony had a state of play, and this state of play, I think, was another big one. It was a really cool state of play. It was like as good as the last one that they had in June, um, which I feel like I don't want to say is a high bar to beat, but when with their state of play, sometimes state of plays are great, sometimes they're just good, sometimes they're just okay. Uh, Other times they're kind of bad. This one I would say was a great state of play, and like every game, it was only about 20 minutes long, 10 games, and every game in here hit. Every game in here hit, and it all started with our first look at gameplay of Tekken 8, or at least in-engine footage of Tekken 8. It showed Jin and Kazuya fighting. They're like fighting on some rock formation near water. In the background, like there's this oil tanker that's just like falling apart and stuff like that. It's raining, it's storming, and everything. It looked intense, but it looked stunning. Looked visually stunning, immaculate, beautiful. Mwah, chef's kiss. It was just awesome. Looked really really good. We got no date or platforms for it though, aside from PS5. Just hey, it's coming to PS5. I believe it might be a next gen only game. Looking through the whatchamacallit, through the blog post right now over on PlayStation blog, written by games director Katsuhiro Harada. Uh, let's see, like yeah, as he confirms here, all the footage in the trailer running 60 frames per second. It's all real time, in engine stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I don't believe he says in here that if it's next gen only, but I mean I would imagine that it's going to be a new gen PS5 series X and S and PC game only. I don't believe it's going to be on PS4 and Xbox One. I mean, when you look at the footage, it doesn't like it's such a leap up from the last one that it's just like, yeah, no, this can't be a last gen game. So looks awesome. Very excited for it. Excited for fans for it. I personally are probably not going to play it, but I can't deny it looks awesome. It looks really great. Then we got to look at Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition for PSVR 2 coming next year. Looks cool. Look neat. I've never played the original. If I ever have a PSVR 2, maybe I'll give it a go. But it looked neat. Looked like cool enhanced version of the game. Fine. One of the games that surprised me a lot though is this game called Demio, which is essentially like a D&D tabletop RPG style game. except you're playing it in VR. So like you are literally able, like you, not only are you able to look down over the table, you're able to like be like at the table view, rolling and seeing the characters do their moves and everything like that. It looks really cool and really awesome. I'm not a D&D tabletop RPG person because I've never played one, but they've always piqued my interest. And this looks like a really unique and cool way to make, a tabletop RPG for, a console audience for the VR space. Like it just looks awesome. I never would have thought of like this type of idea, and I'm happy that they did. It looks amazing. And if I ever have PSVR 2, I most definitely would want to play this 100%. It looks awesome. I can't deny that. Then we get to Like a Dragon, Ishin, which is basically a remaster slash remake of Yakuza Ishin, which was a samurai spin-off of the Yakuza series that was released originally just Japan only years ago, and now it's coming out of the outside to the West for the very first time, coming February 21st, 2023. Yeah, it looks cool. It looks really cool. They said that they're doing this one on Unreal Engine as opposed to their own Dragon Engine, just because they want to make it look the absolute best it can. And they may even like switch over to Unreal for future titles. But it looked cool. I'm not a Yakuza person, but as soon as this trailer started, I was like, wait a second, I know of this game. I think I know what this is gonna be. And then once you see, oh man, I'm blanking on the main character from Yakuza's name. I know it. I'm just blanking on it right now. But once you see the Dragon of Dojima appear, I was like, it's the Samurai one. It's coming here. That's awesome. So that is very cool. I know fans are super excited about that. You don't need to import the game or get a Japanese PS4 or anything like that. Nope, you could play it now. Coming outside to the West for the very first time. That's awesome. Hogwarts Legacy got another brief trailer. It's kind of talk. It was a trailer for a PlayStation exclusive Quest. It's spooky. That's all you know. Can say that much. I don't really have much more to say about the game. It looks cool. I'm still excited for it. But the trailer was really brief. Didn't really do too much. And then one of the cooler games from this PlayStation State of Play was Pacific Drive. It's coming from the studio. It's the very first game, Ironwood Studios, and you are basically you're kind of stuck in this field, right? In this area where like this storm is kind of taking over essentially, and your main form of transportation getting around is this car, which looks very similar to the Ghostbusters vehicle and everything, the Ghostbusters car. And you make your home base is like a gas station or somewhere, and then it's basically like it's a roguelike, but as the team at Ironwood Studios describes it, they describe it as a road like, which is a very clever play on words. I'm going to read a bit from their PlayStation blog post here, where they say, and actually, this was written by Blake Dove, who is a communications and marketing specialist over at Ironwood Studios, where they say, born from the rhythm of an engine, Pacific Drive is a run-based first-person driving survival game. As you explore the zone, your car is your lifeline. Scavenge resources to maintain and improve your car. As long as you keep it running, it will protect you from the surrounding dangers. And a little bit of story back information here. In 1955, the United States government seized a region of the Pacific Northwest by eminent domain. The Olympic Peninsula became the staging ground for promising new technologies, but these utopian creations came at great cost. Severe radiation, environmental collapse, and supernatural horrors. The government walled off the area and established the Olympic exclusion zone. What happened back inside was never disclosed. I'm gonna just skip ahead a little bit here, where they talk about, like some of the actual gameplay elements of it. Structured as a road light, each trip from your garage into the zone is full of strange anomalies and technologies, and plenty of radiation. If you keep your car in good shape, you'll be safe to explore, scavenge for resources, and drive further into distinct biomes that offer more valuable rewards. The land shifts with every passing storm, making each journey a unique experience. Discovering new resources will allow you to outfit your vehicle with defenses, trick out your garage, and find more dangerous routes that bring you deeper and deeper into the zone. Uh, this game looks awesome. I loved the vibe, I loved the aesthetic, and I love the premise behind it. And it's coming next year for PS5. I cannot wait for this one. I'm into it. I'm into this ominous, creepy vibe. I'm looking forward to getting in my car and trying to like find supplies and uncover the story throughout through this road like throughout this journey. It seems really cool. It's definitely one of my more anticipated games from this showcase. So I'm hoping that this debut from Iowa Studios is a hit. I'm hoping it hits off really well. Looks cool. Then surprisingly, we got a brief look at, or at least section, talking about PlayStation Stars, where they kind of explain the programs more, and then they actually showed off some of the digital collectible examples, which, as I kind of thought they would be when we talked about on the show a couple weeks or months ago, whenever it was. They're just 3D statues or digital like 3D renders of different things. So similar to like the artifacts from Astro's Playroom, essentially. So that's cool stuff. It'll start rolling out in regions in Asia in late September, and then it comes to Americas and Europe weeks afterwards. Neat. Looking forward to it. We'll see how it turns out. Then we got to look at this game, Sin Duality, which you're kind of piloting a mech around an alien planet. And you have like this AI girl that's floating around with you, and you're mining and fighting the creatures on the planet. Looked absolutely wild and insane. I could not really wrap my head around it, but it looks like it could be a fun, cool time. Got to learn more about it. It's coming next year. Stellar Blade, which was formerly known as Project Eve. This got a gameplay trailer, giving a whole bigger look at the world and the gameplay, which also looks absolutely wild, like comparable to Bayonetta in terms of like the gameplay and everything. So that looks really cool. Coming next year, it is now a PS5 console exclusive. I believe Sony is publishing the game now. So looking forward to this one. Definitely want to keep my eye on it and play this when it comes out next year. Rise of the Ronin. This is a new IP entirely from Team Ninja. This one looks very cool. You're kind of like well, I was gonna say you're a samurai, but no, you're a Ronin. It's a action RPG game, as they say here in the blog post written by Fumihiko Yasuda, director and president at Team Ninja. He says that this is our very latest action RPG game, which takes you on an epic and unfettered journey as a Ronin at the dawn of a new era in Japan. I'm looking forward to it. As he describes here, it's a combat-focused open-world action RPG that takes place in Japan at a time of great change. It is the very end of a 300-long Edo period, commonly known as Bakumatsu. Set in the late 19th century, Japan is facing the darkest of times as it struggles with its oppressive rulers and deadly diseases, while Western influence permeates as civil war continues to rage between the Tokugawa shogunate and the anti-shogunate factions. Here in this time of mayhem, you embody a Ronin character, a warrior bound to no master, free to make choices of its own. Rise of the Ronin is a new Team Ninja experience that will immerse you in a historically inspired world while bringing together its renowned combat action with katanas and the likes, with new firearm weaponry that depicts the unique personality of its time period. It looks awesome. It looks like it reminded me a whole lot of Ghost of Tsushima, not in a bad way, in a really great way. I'm very excited for this. Team Ninja, they're known for putting out some really great action games. At first, I thought this was Neo 3, and then I was like, oh, no, it's not. It's something brand new. So I'm definitely excited for this. It's a long ways out, though. It's 2024, so we got to wait a bit for it, but it is also a PS5 console exclusive. So awesome new game right there. And then the state of play wrapped up with a brand new look and none other than God of War Ragnarok. And how did this kick off? With a controller, with a brand new limited edition DualSense controller. It's blue and white, and on the touchpad, it has a picture of the wolves. Blanking on the names of the wolves from Norse mythology, but it has a picture of both the wolves on the touchpad. It's a really nice looking controller. I might get it myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I already have 3 controllers. I don't need another one, but I might make an exception for this one because it actually looks pretty neat. But we got an awesome new trailer here. Awesome new trailer for the game. It is looking amazing. We're seeing them, Kratos and Atreus working with Tyr. We see a bit of Freya in the trailer. We have someone else narrating in the trailer who I believe, I'm assuming, I'm guessing, speculating might be Odin. Who knows? You never know. We're seeing all sorts of new realms, giant jellyfish flying up in the air. We're seeing Valkyries in the game, Valkyries fighting us again, coming back for round two. I beat all you in the first one and the Valkyrie Queen. I will take you all on again. I'm not afraid of y'all. Try me. Try me. As Kratos says in the trailer, death can have me when it earns me. Okay. Come for me. Uh, but no, yeah, this game is looking absolutely awesome. Like we saw some new gameplay elements. So Kratos using the blades to like pull himself up in the air towards something, like to cross a giant gap, using it to throw like a giant boulder at some enemies. It's looking amazing. Like it's there's just so much cool stuff. And then Thor and Kratos fighting at the end, the tease of that battle on the Lake of the Nine. Oh my god, it's gonna be such a crazy boss fight. It's gonna be so intense, so much fun. Like I cannot wait for this game. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely taking days off work to play this game. I'm not going to take the day of release off because that's just not the best strategy. What I'm probably going to do is take the Thursday and Friday off. That way I have 2 full days to play it at home. And then the weekend. So it's like I got a nice 4 days right there, just God of War. I don't have to worry about like taking a day off to play it, just 1 day off for work and then going back to work the next 2 days. No, take off good 2 days, give myself a 4 day weekend for this game. I think that's going to be my strategy. Or maybe it'll be a 5 day because of holidays. I don't know. I gotta look at my calendar. Gotta look at the calendar. But this trailer looked awesome. Ragnarok is looking incredible, impeccable, and like the shot near the end where Kratos and Atreus are next to the two wolves, and like there's a lot of clips going on, and Atreus just shoots the arrow up, and one of the wolves flies up, and then the sky kind of opens. Just oh my god, stunning, 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 stunning stuff. November 9th cannot get here soon enough. But yeah, that was the state of play. Again, like we had Nintendo's Direct in the morning, which was pretty good, and then Sony's state of play in the evening, which was really great. It's just like this is a beautiful day, beautiful, beautiful day for some new game news, new game showcases, and everything. And the thing, it doesn't even stop there with game news and game announcements because Nintendo did their thing, Sony did their thing, Xbox also did their thing for TGS too. They had a little TGS stream and everything where they announced a bunch of stuff. I got the highlights here. Really, I mean, most of the show was highlights. Deathloop coming to Xbox at long last on September 20th. Of course, it'll be on Game Pass. And on that same day, also, there will be a Golden Loop update that's going to be released for all platforms as new weapons, enemies, abilities, cross platform matchmaking, and an expanded ending, which I'm curious about because Deathloop's ending is not that great. I said it when I first played the game last year. Like, I enjoyed the game. It kind of falls flat at the end, though. Like, the story falls on its face at the end of the game, which is disappointing. So I'm wondering how expanded this ending is going to be, like what it adds to things. But that's cool. Xbox gamers, you have a great game coming your way on September 20th. So definitely check Deathloop out. I'm sure many of you will enjoy it. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is on Game Pass now, which is awesome. Iodine Chronicle 100 Heroes, which for those who don't know, it's a Kickstarter game, which is like a spiritual success to the Suikoden series. That's coming to Game Pass next year. Awesome, awesome stuff. Overwatch 2's new hero, Kiriko, was officially revealed at long last. We also got some season 1 and battle pass details separate from this Xbox event that Blizzard put out, and more disappointing stuff to say the least. Heroes will be in the battle pass. Kiriko's at tier 55 or the free tier. Disappointing. But if you want all those details, by all means, go ahead and go check out Blizzard's website. They have a blog about it, I'm sure. Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony got added to Game Pass, as well as Ni no Kuni, the first one. And the second Ni no Kuni game is coming to Game Pass next year. Big gets. Guilty Gear Strive is coming to Game Pass next spring. So is Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. That's coming to Game Pass next spring. Awesome gets there. And then we got some trailers for Exo Primal, Wolong Fallen Destiny, and Persona 5 Royal. So overall, like this show, Xbox's TGS announcements and everything, while they might not have been the hugest things, while most of them might have been like, hey, this is coming over, like a port of an already existing game. These are big games that they're getting. Like Nino Kuni and the sequel, those are big games. Guilty Gear Strive and Blaze Blue, big ones. Persona 5, big ones. Like those are big gets for the Japanese audience that were not there before. And it's also a nice variety as well. Like you have Danganronpa for your visual novel people, Iron Chronicle for your RPG people. Same with Nino Kuni for your RPG people and Persona 5 Royal. You got Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue for your fighting fans. Like it's awesome that they're like it shows Xbox's commitment to improving with Japanese gamers and improving in Japan, period. And I'm so certain it's going to pay off dividends for them. I'm really looking forward to seeing what further Japanese games they end up getting on their platform and how they continue to improve their relationship with Japan and Japanese gamers and developers. It was just a great showing from them. Awesome move right there. They're really making the right moves in the Japanese space for sure. Very happy with that. Unfortunately, there was some not so great Microsoft news this week. That being that Bonnie Ross, head of 343 Industries, is leaving the studio. She put out her own statement in which she said that she was intending to leave the studio after the winter update was released for Halo Infinite in November, but she has a family medical emergency that she has to attend to. So because of that, she's leaving the studio now. Uh, of course, my thoughts wholeheartedly go out to her and her family, whatever the case may be. I hope that they're able to handle it and hope that things get better for sure, 100%. I saw some people online saying, "Oh, this is just a lie. It's just like just what it's just a spin that they're just a story that they're giving or the spin they're giving, to make it seem like it's not like her being forced out." And as I said on Twitter, I think you'd have to be a crazy person. You have to be a sick individual to make up a family medical emergency for your reason to leave a company, especially when you are the head of that company and you're the public face of that company. Like you have to be a sick person to lie about that. So I don't believe she's lying. 100% believe her. I wish her and her family nothing but the best. Now, her role is going to be split up amongst three other people at the studio. Production lead Pierre Hintz, I'm not sure how you pronounce the last name. Sorry if I said it wrong. He will become the studio head effective immediately. He's going to oversee, Infinite and Master Chief Collection and other games in the series going forward. Brian Koski will become the general manager of the Halo franchise, and Elizabeth Van Wyck will oversee the business and operations of the studio. So her role is, being divided amongst a couple different people. And a question that's there now is what is this going to have? What effect is this going to have on Halo going forward? Not just Infinite, not just Master Chief Collection, but for the series, for the franchise. Because, people have been wanting Bonnie Ross to leave for a while. And going deeper than that, people have been saying, specifically since this most recent roadmap got put out, that there needs to be restructuring going on at the leadership level at 343. So now that we clearly see that happening, unfortunate circumstances are forcing it to happen sooner. But now that we see it happening, I wonder, is this like what type of change we're going to see for the series and how soon it'll start to actually come into play? Like, I don't believe we'll see immediate effects of this change like in a month or two. Like I imagine it'll take some time for us to see the effects of this change and the fruits of it. I'm hoping though that it results in nothing but good things and great, changes and the comeback that Halo needs. Because I mean, we talked about it last week, with the not last week, 2 weeks ago, with the roadmap and talking about can Halo Infinite be saved? Can Halo be saved? Period. And like we think it can, but like 343, like we were kind of losing hope and faith that they would be able to get this game in the series back to where it needs to be. So hopefully these leadership changes can bring about that change that we want, bring the series back to the state of prominence that it was once in and deserves to be in again. Again, Halo Infinite's a great game. It's an amazing game, so on and so forth. It's gotta work on it. Gotta work on it. Get it back into a right good place. But that's it. That's it for the main news this week. It was a lot of big stuff. Specifically, the GTA stuff was absolutely huge. Cannot believe that. I'm still racking my brain over it. Still trying to process it all myself. After we're done, well, after I'm done recording this and editing this, I know I'm going to be scrolling on Twitter and the internet, like trying to find more perspectives and stories and news about this, just because it's absolutely wild. Sorry about that motorcycle that just rolled on by. That was very rude and disrespectful of them. Uh, all that said, though, let's get into these brief mentions for this episode. We kind of have a bit here. Some of them being just more TGS news. There's a lot of TGS news this week. First off, Nintendo announced that Splatoon 3 passed 3.45 million sales in Japan. Now, according to them, this is the highest domestic sales amount for any Switch release in its first 3 days. Context here. In that same time frame, Animal Crossing New Horizons managed to sell 1.88 million copies, and Pokemon Sword and Shield sold 1.3 million copies. So Splatoon 3 managed to surpass both of them in 3 days, individually and combined. That is wild. I never knew that Splatoon was this big in Japan. Clearly it is, though. Clearly it is very huge over there. Props to the team. Congratulations to them. It's doing wonders. I'm very curious what the NPDs are going to be for September. This is going to be a very interesting number to check out when it eventually gets released. Congrats to the Splatoon team, though. Sims 4 is going free to play for all platforms on October 18th. DLC will still be paid for, but the base game will be free. Behind the Sims Summit has also been announced for that same date at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where EA and Maxis will talk about the future, like what's coming for the Sims. That time, 10 a.m. Pacific, that's 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time. So keep an eye on that if you are interested in it. I talked about Yakuza before a bit earlier when I said Like a Dragon Ishin was announced. We also got more news from the RGG Summit. One, Yakuza is no longer the name of the series. It will be Like a Dragon going forward, meaning Like a Dragon 8, which was announced, will be coming in 2024. Kazuma Kiryu, I just remembered his name. Oh my gosh, thank you. I just remembered because Kazuma Kiryu will be in Yakuza in Like a Dragon 8 alongside the protagonist of 7. I'm blank Ichiban something. I don't remember his last name, but they will both be in Yakuza 8 in Like a Dragon 8. It's going to be really hard to get out saying Yakuza. Bear with me. And Kazuma has a new hairstyle, which apparently is on purpose for a reason, but that reason is a spoiler. So gotta wait till Like a Dragon 8 comes out in 2024 to find out. But Like a Dragon Gaiden has also been announced, and that features Kazuma as the main character, and it kind of bridges the gap between Yakuza 6 and 7. And it kind of tells the story of what happened with him going on between those two games. And I've seen fans be a bit mixed on like, why is he coming back again? His story was done after 6. But some people are excited to see him back. I have not played any of the Yakuza games, although I really want to. So maybe at some point I will. But really, really cool announcements, really big announcements for fans of the Yakuza slash Like the Dragon series. Also, Judgment and its sequel, they're coming to Steam. Cool. More places for people to play that game. Not so great news. Fanbyte, the website, and G4 suffered mass layoffs this week. Like G4, I think they had a lot of behind the scene, like behind the camera people that suffered layoffs. I think it was like 20 people at least got laid off. Fanbyte's almost entirely like editorial side got laid off. There's still a couple people there, but like a lot of people got laid off there. So well wishes go to them. Really hope them the best and that they're able to pick themselves up and get back into find a new job, find something. But man, it sucks. It really sucks. It sucks how games media just treats people like this. It was a COD Next event that happened this week, which revealed Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer and Warzone 2.0 and Warzone mobile. revealed what you can expect from all those things. I'm playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta now. My impressions again will be out soon. Cool event, was fine. Although I feel like it was a bit weird, and I wasn't really a big fan of the way the event was structured, but is what it is. Street Fighter 6. We got some news for that. There is a closed beta that will be held from October 7th to the 10th on PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Crossplay will be enabled for this. We also got the announcement alongside several features for World Tour and Battle Hub of 4 new characters before the official launch roster was revealed. So Ken, Blanca, E Honda, Dalsum, all in the game. A whole bunch of characters. Again, the whole launch roster is officially out there now, so you can officially see it. Street Fighter 6 continues to impress me to this day. I really, really think I'm gonna get it. I'm not really much of a fighting game person or a Street Fighter person like that, but they're getting me, guys. They're really getting me. I think I'm gonna be in there on this one. Maybe not day one, but I think I'm gonna be in there. It's looking like a really great game. Resident Evil 4, the remake, is coming to PS4 of all places and not Xbox One. Very weird. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense, but it's happening. Maybe it's not going to Xbox One because it's weaker than PS4. I don't know. It doesn't make sense in my head. It does not make sense at all, but it's a thing that's happening. So keep an eye on that one. One Piece Odyssey is also coming out on January 13th, 2023. It now has a release date. So One Piece fans, straw hats, get your hats on, get your pirate crew together. It's going to be pirate time sometime soon. Hollow Knight Silk Song has been confirmed for PS4 and PS5. I'm surprised that this wasn't already confirmed before. I thought it was. It is now. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters are announced to be coming next year to PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and Switch. And I know fans are ecstatic over this news. They are very, very, very happy with this. And the remasters, they do look very good. Like visually, they look amazing. So get hyped, get excited, fans. Play those games. PSVR 2 has been confirmed to not be backwards compatible with PSVR original games, which is disappointing, not unexpected though. Like technically, like from a technical perspective, PSVR 2 is doing very different things from PSVR 1. So I'm not that surprised. It's just disappointing that they weren't able to make it work. Wouldn't be surprised if some of those games get ported over to the PSVR 2 though. If that happens, hopefully people who already have some of those PSVR 1 games can like do a free upgrade or like the $10 upgrade to the PSVR 2 version, hopefully. So disappointing, not entirely unexpected though. And last but not least, Genshin Impact is planning to make an anime series with Ufotable. I'm not sure how to pronounce their studio name, but this is the studio that has done Demon Slayer and the Fate series. If you've seen those shows, you know that they are top tier animators. So a Genshin Impact series from them can only be so beautiful. It can only just impress and blow your eyes and make your eyes bleed. It's crazy. So whenever that happens, if it happens, it'll be really cool. Right now, it's more like a concept thing. Like, hey, here's a concept for an anime series that we want to do with them. So we'll see if it happens, when it happens, when we get more information for it. Who knows when? But cool stuff going on over there. That is all of the news this week. A lot of news. I'll briefly talk about what I've been playing this week. I don't have too much to say. Destiny 2, weekly stuff, did that. Cool, bam, boom, done. Breath of the Wild, I have played quite a bit of that this week. Last week I said I had only got to the stables that were like on the lead up to Kakariko Village, and I had stopped at that point. I am way past that. I got the quest to find the divine beast and all like that. I just finished the divine beast Ruta. So I just did everything, did the whole storyline up there with the Zora and stuff. That was really cool stuff. Sidon, or Sidon, however you pronounce his name, he is the homie. He is super cool. I really like him a lot. And yeah, the more I realized, like I said before, when I started doing this replay of the game, I was enjoying it more, but I still hadn't like passed anything that I hadn't done yet. after I, once I started passing that point, once I got to Kakariko Village and started doing other new things and all, I found myself like really enjoying the game. Like I'd be at work and just like, I want to play Breath of the Wild. I want to go home and play Breath of the Wild. And like, I'm not on a level of praising it as like the second coming or anything like that. No, far from it. Do I don't, still don't think it's a 10 out of 10. Um, as like right now, if I was to grade it, I would give it like an 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5 at most. But I'm really enjoying Breath of the Wild right now. I'm enjoying, like, I've gotten used to the combat and the weapon degradation, which I still think things break way too easily and way too fast in the game, but I've gotten used to it. I've adjusted to it. Um, so it's not as annoying or frustrating as it was when I first tried playing the game. And I mean, it's more annoying at the beginning of the game because everything breaks so much faster because those weapons are weaker. Once like you've gotten past that point, you have these better weapons. Things aren't breaking as fast. They still break fairly fast, but not as fast. So like I'm enjoying the combat more for sure. When it comes to like the exploration, I'm I don't find myself necessarily lost in the world like I do when I play Skyrim. Just like I'm just gonna walk and whatever I see, I see. I don't feel like that. I'm still like guided going toward like I'm still like following the story, but I'm enjoying when I'm exploring. Like I'm going to where I want to go, right? I'm like, you know what? What's that over there? You know what? Let me see what this stuff is right here on the side, right here. Let me see what stuff is over here. Like I'm. It's not like a freely letting myself go to the exploration to the world. More so like a curiosity is like somewhat peaked as I explore. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying getting around this world and seeing seeing some of the things that are out there for me. It's a cool world. It's an interesting world. It's an intriguing world. I think I can get though to that point where, like in Skyrim, I'm just like, you have me. I am yours. I am yours. I'm giving all of myself to you. Not at that point yet, but I do feel like I could get there. Like I'm feeling it. I'm feeling whenever I play that game. Just the that what's how can I say it? Like I don't know. It's hard to put into words. Just the that I don't know that wonder, that sense of wonder. I guess like I feel it in there. It's not as strong as it is for so many other people, but I do feel a sense of wonder, a sense of curiosity, a sense of just what is this thing? I want to see what's on top of this little tiny mountain cliff or whatever. Like I want to see what's up on this thing as exploring through the world. Um, so yeah, I think that's it. It's a sense of wonder that arises as I'm going to my destination, as opposed to it's just innate when I play Skyrim. Like I play Skyrim, and the minute I'm out in that world, I'm like, I want to see what's here. I just want to get lost. As opposed to in Zelda, I'm like, all right, I'm going to the Zora. Whatever, if I see something along the way that piques my interest, I'll take a look at it. But I'm not going out my way to explore. Not just yet, at the very least. Um, in Skyrim, I go out my way to explore. So that's what the difference is. But again, I feel it building up in me with Breath of the Wild, where I feel like I could get to that point where I'm like just freely exploring. Like I just want to because I want to see what is out there in the world. So I am enjoying it. Like I said, just finished Ruta, and I haven't decided where I'm going to go next. But I think I'll decide that next time I play. I'll probably play a bit this week. I'll try to find time because if I'm playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta, I'm not going to talk about it much though, because I'm going to save my thoughts for the impressions video that's going to be going up in a couple days. I'm aiming for Wednesday. If it's not up Wednesday, it will be up on Thursday for sure. Um, what I will say right now though is that I am enjoying it. Modern Warfare 2 so far, I am enjoying it. For better and for worse, it is more of Modern Warfare from 2019, and good and bad. Like things still sound and look great, just like in that game. They still feel great, just like in that game. but some of the issues from that game are present here. And then there are some new issues that weren't in that one that are in this one that I'm not too sure how I feel about. But even still, with all of that, I still found myself playing for like 6 hours just today without a care in the world. More than 6 hours actually. I think how long did I play? I think I played from like what? I think I played for like 7, 8 hours just today. Happily playing for like as long as I did, which is way more than I can say for Black Ops Cold War and World War II, where I played Black Ops Cold War for like maybe a month and I was just like, not really feeling it. And I played the beta for Vanguard and I was just like, nah, not for me. Like I could tell, like within an hour of that one, I could tell it wasn't for me. And then with Black Ops Cold War, I could tell I was like, it's fine, but not really all that. Whereas Modern Warfare 2, I'm like, this just feels so great. Like even with my issues with it, like I'm just having a blast playing this. So that's where I am with it. If you want more in-depth thoughts, check out again my impressions video that will be going up within a couple days. Hit that notification bell so you know as soon as it is up, and you can check it out and watch it for yourself and hear all of my thoughts on the beta for this first weekend of the beta. Because again, this first weekend only has like 3 maps. You can only hit level 15. So there's going to be more in weekend 2. My thoughts on it for weekend 2 will be different. But yeah, that's where I am with it right now. It's cool. I'm enjoying it. Check out the impressions video for more in-depth thoughts on it. And that's going to be it for episode 76 of the Play to Win podcast. Thank you all so much, very much for watching and or listening to the show. Check out our site, playtowingames.wordpress.com. So home for all of our content. You can read my written impressions. If you don't want to see the video, you can, if you prefer reading stuff, you can read the written impressions for my Modern Warfare 2 beta when they go live as well. It'll be on the site the exact same time it's over on YouTube. So the video and the written version will be there. So go ahead and head over there to check that out. And also any other reviews and impressions that we have over there, you can read them all there as well too, as well as about us, information, all that type of stuff. Go check that site out. Really great place, really cool place. I love it. Hit us up over on Twitter and Instagram at, oh my back, Play to Win Game. Play to Win Game is our Twitter and Instagram. Follow us over there for updates on the show and other little things that we post over there on our socials. And subscribe to us over on YouTube. If you're already here, sub, hit the notification bell, comment, share, like, leave us a like, let us know what you think. Let me know what you guys think of everything from this episode. Really, it was a whole lot of stuff that happened, but definitely let me know your thoughts on that GTA 6 leak and what you're thinking. Are you excited by the leak? Are you happy it happened? Do you wish it didn't happen? Where does this have your excitement level for that game? Is it higher, lower, same? What are you thinking? Let me know that down in the comment section below. If you're on podcast services, leave us a 5-star review and subscribe to us over there as well. It's all helpful. It's all appreciated. We love you very much for doing it. You can find me over on Twitter at TylerMiller2496, where I tweet about anything and everything that interests me: games, movies, comics, anime, TV shows. Tweeting about this GTA stuff today. So it's crazy. Have I tweeted about Modern Warfare? I don't think I have yet, because I've been trying to keep work my thoughts out of my head. But I tweet about all these types of things. So follow me over there, chat with me over there. I'm happy to talk with you all about all these things and more. Maybe I'm happy to talk to you all about music stuff too, if it's an artist that interests me. So let's talk. All that said, though, thank you all so very much for watching and or listening. And we will talk with you all next time. Have a great one.